Good morning. Welcome to the 2017 NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament. First, we have the Marquette basketball team in here, and I want to remind you to turn off your cell phones or turn the ringers off or put them on vibrate. Also, we have microphone holders so that if you do have a question, please raise your hand. We'll bring the mic to you, identify yourself, and then ask your question. We'll start with opening statements from Coach Kieger, and then we'll open it up for questions for the student athletes, and then we'll let them go, and then Coach Kieger will finish up. Coach?
First of all, I think we're very excited to be here. We're very excited to be in our first NCAA tournament with this group. Obviously, it's a lot warmer than it was in Milwaukee, so we're excited about that. I think our team is very thrilled to represent the Big East in this NCAA tournament, and I'm just really happy for our players that they get to experience this. We've had a motto for the last about 2 months now to make the NCAA tournament for our lone senior, Michaela Jens, and the fact that we were able to do it and celebrate this round with her because she's never been there. I think it's going to be really special, and I think our girls are really excited about it.
We have Allazia Blockton, Erika Davenport, Natasha Hiedeman. Questions for the student athletes?
Erika, 2 minutes of the Associated Press here in Miami. Welcome. Sometimes it's a little warmer here, but it's not a bad trip at all. The momentum that you are carrying into this, just was there a trigger that over these last 8 games that helped you guys find this next gear, or was this just the culmination of just steady progress kind of throughout the course of the season?
I feel like it was a steady progress. I feel like we always had it like in us. It was just like, just over the season, I feel like we got better, and it was just a steady progress of, all the momentum going through the season.
Dave Borges, New Haven Register. For any of the players, from what you've seen on film of Quinnipiac, what kind of challenges do you think they'll present for you tomorrow?
Quinnipiac is a very good team. They're very disciplined and skilled. I think a challenge we might face is they're a good rebounding team, and we're pretty small. So keeping them off the glass would be a good key part of winning the game, and I think we'll do a really good job of that tomorrow.
Again, for any of you, you're obviously a team that when you can get out and run, when you can put up a lot of points, you tend to do it in a hurry. You guys do it in bunches. Quinnipiac is a team that I think, it seems like they're best with a pace much slower than what you guys like to get out at. How critical will it be the first few minutes just to kind of like set a tone and get that pace to that level where you guys are most comfortable?
We're going to set the tone in the first 5 minutes of the game. Our whole game plan is just to play fast. That's what we've been doing all season, and it's what we're going to continue to do throughout the tournament.
And one more again for any of you. It's sometimes it's strange because women's tournaments you haven't played in a while. I mean, sometimes the men, they go from Sunday and they get right into it on Thursday in some cases. How has this time off helped you, and how worried are you about any sort of rust building up from the Big East tournament until Saturday?
I feel that we have great trainers that help us to, be energized and just, making our body feel well. I feel like this time period has really helped us to, work on us and to get rest and do what we need to do.
Any other questions for the student athletes? Questions for Coach Kieger? And if you still have questions for student athletes, go ahead and ask.
Coach, this is a bit of a homecoming for you. Is this the first time you've been back here since you were at Marquette, and what's it like coming back here?
Our team actually played in the FIU tournament last year, so they've been back here. I've been back here. We practiced here last year before that tournament, so that was kind of good for them to get down here and for me to kind of be back in the practice gym. So it's very unique. It's very weird. I'm enjoying it, obviously, being back here and seeing all familiar faces. But like I told the team yesterday, for us, this is a business trip. You know, it's not spring break. We're not coming down to Miami to have some fun. You know, this is our first NCAA tournament as a group, and we're going to enjoy it, and we're going to have a lot of fun. But we also, you know, we want to get to work.
Kieger, not to put you on the spot, but you look at the roster, and it's just so young. And is this maybe even a little bit ahead of schedule for what you envisioned would, you know, what was maybe like the most likely path for this program?
You know, when this group of sophomores came in, we knew that they had a lot of talent, and it was just a matter of time and when we were going to get to where we wanted to go. Obviously, last year was a lot of learning experience. They played significant minutes, so I don't really consider this group sophomores in terms of the amount of minutes that they've logged. And our goal all season long was to get to the NCAA tournament. So for us, I don't think it was a shock. I think for others it might have been, but this was our goal from the moment we lost against Seton Hall in the Big East tournament last year until now.
Geeks, Christy Chirinos from the Sun Sentinel. Just, you touched on the homecoming aspect, but what was the emotion like when you just saw who was in this pod with you guys and you realized who would be on the floor in the game after yours?
Well, I was actually writing when our name popped up, and all of a sudden, you know, the team started screaming. So I looked up and I saw the 5 seed, and then I saw Coral Gables, and my first thought was, 1, we're a 5 seed, 2, we're playing in Coral Gables, and then 3, that meant that Miami was hosting. So congratulations to them. You know, they deserve it. And obviously, then we're coming back here to, you know, where I coach. So it's a lot of emotions. Can't really put it into words. But more so, I'm just really excited for our team to have, 1, won the Big East, and then 2, experience what it is to be in an NCAA tournament. You know, I've really talked all season long that I really want them to experience this. You know, I remember as a player, I remember what it's like as a coach to be here, and for them to experience this and really get rewarded for their hard work, I'm just really proud of them.
What stands out defensively when you look at them?
They're very disciplined, as we talked about prior. They like to pack the paint. They play personnel very well. So I think we got to be aware of them face guarding, you know, our leading scorers and just changing things up. They run, you know, a buzz defense. They're very well coached. So for us, we got to, as Natasha said, play our pace, make sure that we're playing Marquette basketball and not letting their defensive tendencies dictate what we're doing.
You kind of led me to the follow-up was, how has what you would define as Marquette basketball kind of evolved over your 3 years?
Well, I think when I got the job at Marquette, I knew the style that I wanted to play, and I knew we wanted to be up-tempo. I knew it was going to take a while for them to get to the pace we want to play and understand the system that we're trying to create. I think our offense has evolved in the last 3 years, and as a group, we're figuring it out. And I think when you see us play now versus last year even, we know each other better. We know what I'm looking for better. They're making reads and they're reacting versus just being robots. And I think that's when we're very hard to guard, is when we're unpredictable. And we're very hard to scout. You know, when you watch us play, you know, I would not want to be an assistant coach for another team because like, what are they running? Sometimes I don't even know what we're running. But they do a fantastic job of reading and playing off each other. And I think that's one thing that where we've really evolved last year is eliminating our dribbles, and our passing is improved drastically. And that's the biggest thing I'm proud of in the year from last year to this year is the way we're sharing the ball. You know, it's phenomenal.
In the back.
Maury Hirsch-Gordon, Q30 Television. Carolyn, Quinnipiac, this is their 3rd NCAA tournament appearance in the last 5 years. They feel that they've been to the stage, you know, they're ready for the upset. How do you make sure that your team doesn't fall victim to the 5-12 upset?
Well, for us, you know, once the NCAA tournament starts, I don't look at seeds. You know, you have one job, and that's to beat the opponent that's next to you. And everybody's good if you make it to the NCAA tournament. Everybody's capable of beating the person that they're playing every single night. So for us, we've been just focused on one game at a time. We did it for the Big East tournament, and you know, we weren't looking ahead. And we were just going to play Marquette basketball, and we were really evolving as a defensive team. And I think that's one thing that you look at the beginning of the year to now. We're starting to learn how to pack the paint. We're starting to learn how to play to other players' tendencies. And so for us, you know, we've watched film on Quinnipiac for the last 4 days, and I think our players are really focused, and they're going to make sure that they're locked in defensively as well as offensively.
Any other questions? If there are no further questions, we'll let We'll let Marquette go. Again, the 5th-seeded Marquette University Golden Eagles, champions of the Big East Conference Tournament, and they will play Quinnipiac tomorrow.
Thank you.